think it's important, to be able to prove that you have good co-parenting skills, and that you're making every effort to co-parent with the alienating parent. But many parents don't know how to find that assistance. They don't know that there are professionals that provide parenting coordination services for that purpose. They don't find people that can steer them away from things that end up hurting them in court, because one of the problems in parental alienation syndrome are all these false allegations. There's all this marketing to paint the parent in such a negative light that the targeted parent is so deep in a hole trying to prove that they're a good person, not this horrible person that the judge hears the picture that is being painted about them. And it's very important to be able to capture the evidence of a parental alienator. And there's, a lot of tricks to be able to capture that information through electronic mail, through voicemail messages that are left. You have to have a strategy of capturing that evidence and then saving it up for a day in court when a judge can hear the strongest evidence that you have about the alienation of the child. When you can really persuade a judge with that type of evidence, along with expert witnesses and mental health professionals who are the very best sources of expert testimony for this problem, then you can begin to reverse the problem. But you have to build a case. You can't just run to a lawyer and say, here is my problem, can you fix it for me, and can you file a motion for contempt because I'm not seeing my kids? That's really not going to really accomplish very much. If you have an alienating parent, getting them to follow court orders is a near impossibility. In fact, even after you prove that a parent is a parental alienator, you have to anticipate that they're still going to violate the court order, because that's what they do. They just continue to go on ad nauseum, violating court orders and thumbing their nose in the air and hiding behind a family law attorney that would do nothing and stop at nothing to give them what they want.
Right.
So there's a lot of unethical professionals, I'm sad to say, out there that are running all over people like a bus. And there are judges that may have, honorable intentions to do the right thing, but the case isn't being brought to them in an effective way. So they're ruling on the limited evidence that's put in front of their noses. If you don't build a case that's really watertight, you're not going to rescue your children from this psychological abuse.
Definitely.
So it's a war, and it has to be fought like a war, but it has to be done smart. It has to be done in a way where you can keep yourself out of trouble, and you find people that can help you stay away from things that are done to try to trap you into situations where the child tries to testify against you. They're always trying to use the children in court to testify against the targeted parent.
Mm-hmm. Right, and that's I would guess that's just part of the nature of this syndrome is that to a certain degree the parent is going through their role and maybe even to some degree unable to control their role of manipulating, and the child, of course, is a part of this. And that's the metaphor that we use very often too with DadsDivorce, is that in some ways this is like preparing for war, and what you have to do is you have to prepare, and you have to document, and you have to keep good records of everything in any way that you can. We're about out of time, and I'd just like to have you tell us, give us a little recap again on the Canadian Symposium for Parental Alienation Syndrome, and let us know where our viewers can get more information.
Well, please just visit the website if you're interested in attending the conference. I think that any targeted parent will benefit by coming. The website is cspas.ca. DadsDivorce.ca. And I welcome your listeners to also visit your website for that information online.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll have it on there. And once again, we want to thank Joseph Goldberg, the founder and principal of Goldberg and Associates, and he is the organizer of the Canadian Symposium for Parental Alienation Syndrome that will be held March 27th through the 29th at the Metro Toronto Convention Center in Toronto. More information can be found at www.cspas. Thank you for .ca. CSPAS.ca. And I'm Rick Ortiz, and I want to thank you for tuning in to Dad's Divorce Live.